Well, hello. Welcome back to Brandon Farm. I'm out in the garden tonight. Struggling here. Okay, so yesterday I talked about combating the white flies with your Monterey BT. Tonight, I'm going to go ahead and fertilize. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fertilize with this fish fertilizer, fish emulsion. Shake it really, really, really well. My tip is to add water to your sprayer first and then add your fish emulsion and then continue filling it up with the water. It's really thick in consistency, almost like molasses. And so when you put it in the sprayer first, it sticks to the bottom and it's kind of hard to get it to shake back up. So that's my pro tip. So I'm going to go ahead and fertilize everything in the garden tonight because some of my stuff is just looking sad. Not the sweet potato vine. The sweet potato vine is just taking over the entire garden. I actually don't recommend the sweet potato vine for the garden for that particular reason. It is just taking over. It looks beautiful, but it's taking over my garden. We're talking tonight about rearranging our whole life, is what I called it, but our whole backyard. I just feel like we're not maximizing our little acre plot that we have going on here. I feel like we need to maximize it to get it to its fullest potential. Because if not, then why do we have all this land if we're not going to do anything with it?
What?
You want to be in my video?
Huh?
You want to be in my video?
I'm trying to figure it out.
That's what I was talking about.
On the track?
Well, in our garden situation and what I want to do and... But I can't get you over there. You need to come over here.
You can have my voice.
I don't want just your voice. So what are you thinking? It's going to take some thinking to figure this one out. Like I was saying before, I just don't think that we're maximizing our space. We have this whole acre and then we're not pushing it to its potential. I feel like we got a lot of unused, disorganized space.
I like grass.
Which does nothing if you don't have like cows or like using it for profit in some way. You can still have your nice grass, but I just feel like back here, like I just feel like we need to utilize our acre. We need to push it to its potential. We have it, and we might as well use it. Right? Cool, good talk.
I don't know.
You don't know. Well, told you my plan.
Yeah.
I think, because like right there, grass doesn't grow real good anyway. And it's shaded. So I think if I put my chickens under the shade, then I could like go all the way back to this tree with garden. And then I could potentially put my greenhouse next to it. And keep everything organized. I don't know, it sounded good. I mean, I'm not saying it has to happen like tomorrow, but like I just feel like we could be doing more with what we have.
Dad, I'm gonna be going around the track.
It's almost like, I'm not in frame, but it's almost like we're still living in the city. It's like our minds are still city living, even though we're out here in the country, if that makes sense. We still have that thought process of keeping everything tight and like small. We're not thinking on a larger scale.
do it.
Because, like, I could really have a decent sized garden now with, like, raised beds or, like, in-ground perfect rows for you or whatever. Like, I could really do a lot, but, like, I've limited myself on space. I mean, yeah, we expanded, which is great, but I feel like we should have expanded. And we just expanded. We need to, like, expand.
I got your expand right here.
Okay, well, this farm has more potential. That's all I'm saying. And I feel like we could utilize it for the kids and ourselves. If we maybe plan out a little bit better. We tend to just do. We don't really plan. We'll let him mull that over for a little bit. It's going to take him a minute to try to figure everything out in his head. Especially because I just kind of sprung it on him today. So I get it. It's going to take a minute. But I mean, if you think about it, it's not a half bad idea. Because then we can kind of truly, like, homestead at that point. Instead of pretending to homestead. And now I feel like we have all this space. We're not doing what we could with it. People do a lot more with a lot less space. I think that's what's bugging me the most. And they make the most out of their space. And I feel like we're not making the most out of our space. We're living comfortably. But are we making a profit from what we have? No. Could we? Potentially? Yeah, I think so. I just tell you, this stuff smells great. It smells so good. So I'm just going to spray the heck out of everything here. So that's what we're trying to figure out. It's how to maximize our space here on Grow Green and Farm. Because if not, then I feel like we're losing potential. We're losing opportunity. So that'll probably be on our minds in the near future and probably in the fall on rearranging. Maybe we can, like, map it out somehow and, like, really get a visual, like, of an aerial shot, because I want it to look organized, right? I don't want it to look messy, but also I want to maximize our growing space and our activity space, because right now we're just kind of very narrow-minded, if I had to put a term on it. And I feel like we could really expand and do more with what we have. So that's on my agenda. So I just sprayed the fish emulsion, and it's a smelly one. I'm hoping that'll bring some of this stuff back to life. Some things are kind of turning a little bit yellow. Like right after I put that BT down, it's almost like it's trying to kill my plant a little bit. I don't know if it's because of that, if it's a coincidence or what, but I'm glad I fertilized tonight. I'm watering now, which kind of defeats the purpose of fertilizing, but it's just going to dilute it that much more. So I'm not too concerned about it. I think it'll still benefit some. So that's just kind of where we're at. Fertilizing. I've seen a few more white flies, so they're not completely gone yet. But we're working on it. So maybe I can get Brad over here and maybe we can talk a little bit more before the sun goes completely down. Maybe not. We really need to get our kids to bed. Thank you for hanging out with us, watching our videos. Huh? Stinks.
Stinks so bad.
It stinks so bad. That fish fertilizer it's a doozy.